someone's come along and tagged these containers. We're not sure who it was, but I spoke to local witnesses and they said it was a really handsome Westerner that came along and just buggered off. This says Zhao, which means thieves, and there's the English translation, marking clearly what's happened behind me. Thailand has stolen Cambodian land here in Tamar Dar. Stolen it, blockaded it, and are now likely bulldozing it right behind me. Today is election day over the border in Thailand. Yesterday they sent a nonsense influencer to antagonize local civilians right here at the border, screaming and shouting, playing and acting like a hard man. Yet he's not a hard man. He comes with bulletproof vests, pretends like he knows what he's doing, yet he is a plant by Anatin to send a political message to those back home, to stoke nationalism within the Thai people, to inspire hatred, to inspire racism, and worst of all, as it moves up the chain, to inspire terrorism. Because that is what has happened here. Terrorist acts all across Cambodian land, bombing civilian infrastructure, schools, health centres, houses. 660,000 total civilians displaced in a space of a very short amount of time. And not all of them have been able to return home yet because of situations like this. Stolen land. Stolen land. Stolen out of the very hands of the people that live there. And it's not on. And today, millions of Thai people go to vote. And the question is, will they vote to liberate their country from this fascist regime that is running it? Or are they going to ask for more of the same? Ciao, CM. Over the past few days, a few days ago, this was barbed wire. And then they laid containers further into the land. Yesterday, or this morning, they've moved them back after the idiot came along and started shouting at old ladies and children. But today they've added another 40 metres of containers all the way down here and further down the road. An even longer sign of their theft of Cambodian land, land that does not belong to them. Thievery. Completely against all international laws. They're too scared to go to the ICJ and sort this out like grown adults. They're intimidated by third-party adjudication in any way, shape or form. Cambodia have launched 700 plus protests, formal protests via letter. Every step of the way, Cambodian leadership have played the diplomacy route. Every step of the way. Peace, diplomacy and dialogue. Bilateral talks. Thailand are not interested in that at all. They're not interested. Unilaterally drawing maps, unilaterally making decisions about border management, otherwise known as theft. Absolutely closed off for any grown-up talk whatsoever. The adults don't come to the boardroom in Thailand. The children do. This goes on and on and on. This has been Cambodian for over 1,200 years. 400 to 500 years before Thailand even existed, before a Thai even existed. There were no Thai people back when the Khmer Empire designated this as Cambodian land. The Khmer Empire was formalized in the year 802. This is the western hemisphere of that territory. This land and the surrounding land is the launch pad of the Khmer Empire, which later grew to a massive empire. Absolutely massive. And it wasn't until 400 to 500 years later that Ayutthaya started as a very, very weak political force. And then it was another 100, 150 years after that that they started growing in power. And the rest is history. And they've slowly eaten away at Cambodian land, Khmer territory. And we're still here in the year 2026. We're still here witnessing Cambodian land being stolen. It is pure thievery, thugs, criminal behavior, international laws being broken left, right and centre. The UN need to stand up. The international community needs to stand up. If their land was being stolen, they wouldn't stand for it. So I'm back at Tomodar containers. There's a reason I've come back. Otherwise I wasn't really interested. But notice something. Right here. What's missing? There was a warning sign here. Right at this very container. I've got a little surprise for you in a minute. There was a warning sign right here that said Thai military, blah, 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 blah. And they've taken it down. They've taken it down. And there's a reason they've taken it down. Because they're trying to frame this, that these containers behind me are put there by Pooh Man, Gun Touch, Jump Along. But that is utter nonsense. It's got nothing to do with him. These are put here by the Thai military. But now they're now trying to disassociate from that. So they've taken down the military sign. They've taken it down, thinking that that somehow distances themselves. But I'm here with a friend. You might know him.
Yeah.
Hello, my friend. Internet fame has caught you because they stole your business, right?
Yeah. 我在这里开酒店做商铺，现在泰国占领了这一片我后面的这一片土地，用集装箱围掉了我的酒店跟我的商铺，在网络上面还诽谤我，怎么样？大家可以去看一下网络上面的相关的一些信息。那么我在柬埔寨做生意27年了，28年，知道这一块位置，因为这一块位置我去了解过，从来都没有泰国人在这边涉足过的，这个是柬埔寨的土地，而不是泰国的，他们抢占了泰国土地，不让我进入我的酒店，所以说我在这里强烈的要抗议的，我强烈抗议泰国的这种非法占用侵占柬埔寨土地的这种行为。
And if you wouldn't mind, because the majority of my audience are either Khmer or English, if you could tell them in Khmer too.
Okay. ពេលខ្ញុំនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងហៅស៊ីមួយឆ្នាំជាងខ្ញុំធ្វើសន្តាគារនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងឥឡូវពេលថៃគេលុយតេកន្លែងហ្នឹងវាយចូលសន្តាគារអីវ៉ាន់ស្អីហ្នឹងវាយចូលខ្ទេអស់លេងពេលអីវ៉ាន់ម៉ាស៊ីនត្រជាក់តួតកោតួអីហ្នឹងម៉ាស៊ីនអីហ្នឹងគេលុយអស់លេងឥឡូវវិននោះក៏យកដែរស្អីក៏យកលុយអស់លេងឥឡូវឲ្យខ្ញុំចូលនៅសន្តាគារខ្ញុំទៀតចាំខ្ញុំទៅចាំនិយាយទាំងប្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាហ្នឹងយីងទីបោខ្មែរថៃចូលហ្នឹងគេលុយទីឲ្យយីងចូលទៀតចាំយីងខំមិនទេគេយកអីគេមួយណាថៃហ្នឹងឆ្កែហ្នឹងខូចហ្នឹងមកនិយាយលីឡូអីនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងចាំវាយគ្នាអាហ្នឹងវាខូចមិនទេចាំខ្ញុំចាំជាមួយប្រមាអាមេរិកហ្នឹងមកគាត់ហ្នឹងចាំនៅវីដេអូកន្លែងហ្នឹងចាំប្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាអភ័យគាត់ទេពេលយីងទីបោខ្មែរយីងទាំងអស់តែបោខ្ញុំធ្វើនៅកន្លែងហ្នឹងគេលុយទីលុយតែលុយអីលុយទាំងអស់អីវ៉ាន់លុយលុយវ៉ាន់ចាំខ្ញុំចាំប្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាឲ្យតិនទាំងអស់គ្នាហ្នឹងមិនមែនថាយើងខុសច្បាប់ខុសអីយើងអត់មានខុសអីទេអូខេ
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, my brother. And I'm sorry for everything that's happened to you. You know, it's devastating. I've spoken to lots and lots of people today about how their businesses have been stolen behind these barriers. I spoke to a family just a minute ago. I visited their house not 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I hadn't met the family, but I met them today. Not only was the business at their house stolen, they lost $20,000 in stock. $20,000 of damage to their house when it was bombed mercilessly. Husband has had to go away to work in another province, so the family are split apart. But not only that, they owned a business behind these containers. $10,000 worth of stock on camera being stolen by Thai soldiers. Ciao, see 'em. Behind these containers are Cambodian businesses, Cambodian homes, Cambodian land, stolen by Thai soldiers. And they're trying to excuse it on some poxy bloody influencer that's got no right to be here whatsoever. Screaming and shouting at grandmas and children the other day. It's ridiculous. It's nothing but a show. It's a movie being played in front of our eyes for propaganda. And I've had enough of it. And that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. That's why I've met up with my friend here in the background. And his son the other day, he was on camera too. He wasn't scared. He wasn't scared of these idiots. He was just casually smoking a cigarette whilst gun-touched Pooh Man jump along was shouting nonsense across the border. And we've all had enough of it. It's nothing but a show. Hang on. But I made my mark. I made my mark. I came here precisely to stand up for Cambodia. I got my little mark down here, KSKH, so they know who did it. And I tagged each and every one of these containers. And we've just sent out a loud and clear message to China. We're going to record it again on video. My cameraman's behind me. And we're going to send it to China, show them how Chinese civilians are being treated, how their businesses are being stolen. And it's not just one or two, it's hundreds of civilians and business owners that have lost their way of life. It's sickening. International law being broken on the daily and nobody's doing a thing about it. I learnt Chinese just for this mission. I'm not fluent, but I know the word for thief. But there we go. Anyway, I'm checking out. I'm going to record some more video so we can make this look a little bit more professional. Send it out to China and show them what the truth is. Because every country needs to know what's going on right here with this bullshit behind me. Hello Facebook, I'm live in Tamodar, civilian area, houses. I've returned to this house. You won't recognise it right now, but you will in a second. I came here 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the video I got here went quite excessively viral for what I do. I'm about to walk in a CMAC taped off area, but don't worry, I'm safe. But you'll recognise this place immediately as soon as I get to the right spot. And I'm happy to announce it's still standing, hasn't fallen. Do you recognise it? The family, well, the head of the family is actually the village chief. He didn't leave the area during the combat. He stayed. He couldn't obviously stay in the house because it had been bombed, but he stayed in. There was a local spot. It was basically the last checkpoint to get into Tamodar. I went through there several times, but that's where he stayed and continued to work in the area. Every time a bomb went off, he was one of the first responders to go and see what the damage had been caused. So very, very brave man. His wife and 4 kids. 3 of his 4 kids are older now anyway, sort of 30, 40 years old. 25, 30 years old. So they've got their own houses away anyway, but the 14-year-old goes to school nearby. Luckily enough, wasn't at home at the time. But they built this extension on the side of the house. And it cost them about $10,000. And this isn't a situation where they've got a mortgage or anything like that. They've saved their money hard. They've worked hard all their lives, as all Khmer people do. And they saved their money to build this extension on the side of their house, $10,000, and it's just been wiped out. It's just been wiped out. The chief's wife, she returned yesterday after living with her daughter for the past 4 or 5 weeks, and she's just sad. It's just sadness that everything that they've worked hard for, built in their lives, you know, it's just wiped out. They've got to start again. Nobody's going to give them the $10,000 that it cost to build this back. And it's not just $10,000 to rebuild. This here, that needs to be demolished. The whole side of the house needs to be demolished. This little extension here needs to be demolished first. That in itself is thousands of dollars. Then rebuild. And like, I'll see if I can turn the camera around. I've got to be careful because this is still an active CMAX site. But look at the hole in the ground. It's horrible. I believe this was that was the bathroom. And I think around here is the kitchen. I've got to be really careful, so bear with me if footage gets a bit sloppy. I've got to definitely watch where I'm walking. Oh, this was their kitchen area. I've not even asked them where they cook now, but right, back out. Hang on. So yeah, you see what it's done. I'll go back onto front camera again actually. Oh, crikes. I nearly saw then. We're literally 5 minutes away from the containers, the illegal containers that have been set up. But yeah, this is reality of a normal provincial Khmer family that's had their house destroyed. This is just from, I mean, I find it hard because I come into these little villages and I think they're so beautiful. I'll show you how beautiful this little village is. It's idyllic. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. Everybody's happy. Everybody's calm. Everybody's welcoming. Everybody's just, I'd love this life. But not in a location that's just had the shit bombed out of it by Thailand. I don't know how they managed to survive. But look at this. Look how beautiful. Just roads, you don't know where they end up or where they go. Nature. It's just beautiful. And the drive in was great too. And who wants to disrupt something like this? And I just visited the local health centre. That video will go live whenever I get around to editing it. But 4 bombs attacking a health centre. Basically, that health centre was targeted because 2 days prior, because the military medical team were overwhelmed, the local health centre volunteered to help and give medical assistance to the soldier outpost that was closest to them. And because of that, their health centre got targeted. It's $30,000-$40,000 worth of damage. 4 bombs left the entire village, population 3,212 people without any healthcare. And admittedly, they'd evacuated. They were at the camp for 3 weeks, but it took the health centre at least another 8 or 9 days to reopen after villagers returned. So, and that was the only paternity clinic in the area. So, what the pregnant women giving birth? Where do they give birth? They did all they could to help people at home, and as a mobile clinic, but they've lost the building. They can't use it anymore. Half their capacity is just gone, taken away. It's a health clinic. It's a health clinic. What could that possibly? How could that ever possibly be a target to a military force? Even invaders, It makes me literally sick. I'll introduce you to the family. This gentleman, this gentleman is the chief. Brave man, Klahanna. He didn't run away from the village during the war. He stayed here and helped the villagers out. And those who remained, he stayed to keep track of all the damage that was being done. True village chief. He stayed and did the job. But yeah, this is where I am. I've come back. I'm trying to return to all the places I did the first time I travelled the border, to recap and see if I can connect with the families, see how their lives are, see if they've got any problems that perhaps me or my audience or any of my connections can help with. But this is the scene, and it hasn't moved. It's exactly where I put it in the ground. They left it there and it stayed put. So I'm glad for that. I'm really glad it didn't fall down again. Anyway, comes to Cambodia.